brand new banger.
It's Knucklehead Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
Randall Savage.
You're Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings and you put it in some sauce and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk. Put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios. Vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit. Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the arm with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo, it's fucking Tuesday night. You know what that means? Knucklehead Comics. We in the building. What's going on, Cap? How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good shit. Today, 85 fucking years of Marvel.
Yep.
85 years. Marvel is almost as old as Wolverine right now. Shit, man. But yeah, that shit. 85 years and a shitload of movies.
Yep.
I don't think they would have saw that coming. Well, then again, you never know, man. With these characters, everybody's saying this will make a hell of a movie. This will make a hell of a movie. You just had to make a hell of a movie for it to be a hell of a movie.
Yeah. Because they tried before.
Yeah. Shit, it didn't work. But I'm over here. Sony just killed Concord. This is upcoming Friday. What?
Oh, it's a video game.
Oh. Well, Sony's trying to kill Spider-Man. Remember when the MCU said that Spider-Man 4 was going to be grounded? They said we meant so grounded that it's going to happen in another universe with aliens and shit.
Yeah.
And Sony really wants that multiverse shit going. And they it's almost like they want their characters to look good, and because they can't make them look good.
That's their own fucking fault.
Yeah, it is. And to be honest with you, they should just be like, yo, here, take control of the characters, but we want some money in the back end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand this whole shit of if we use it, you can't use it shit, because they ain't using it good. They ain't make no money off it either. Sony is on that coke. Yo, that ass.
Yo, we need to start a GoFundMe and just fucking help Disney and Marvel Studios buy back their characters from Sony.
Yeah, we need to do something. Shit, man. Now, one of the stories that I'm looking up, story time with toe tags. Remember last week I was telling you about Spider-Man breaking every bone in Kingpin's body?
Yeah.
So there's a what if, right? It's Spider-Man back in black, where they took the symbiote off of the suit, and he's just wearing a black suit. But what if they went to Mephisto, him and Mary Jane, and they prevented the shooter from shooting Aunt May, but it wound up shooting Mary Jane and killing Mary Jane. Peter got pissed off. He found the shooter. He's like, the only way you can survive this is if you tell me who hired you. It was Kingpin. So then Peter, with Kingpin on the phone, shot the assassin. He tells Aunt May, he's like, yo, I got the guy who killed Mary Jane. She's like, oh, get away from me. You know, this isn't who you are. You should call the police. He goes, well, with the Registration Act, I'm technically a vigilante. And with Kingpin already in jail, what can they do to him? I gotta go to the Avengers. And she's like, Peter, this isn't who you are. This isn't who Spider-Man is, because she knows that he wants revenge. So while he's on his way to get revenge from Kingpin, Kingpin's being transferred. He pulls the car with all of his strength, flipping in the air, and Iron Man catches it. And he's like, yo, bro, you could kill somebody. And him and Iron Man start fighting. He punches Iron Man so hard that his face plate comes off, and they start fucking around. And then they get to the jail, and Pete's fighting Kingpin. But at this time, Kingpin has already got his henchmen to kidnap Aunt May. So he's like, you're gonna let me beat the shit out of you, and after I've had fun with you, we'll let Aunt May go. And after he said that, he goes, oh, that's the way it goes. And he punches through the Kingpin and shoots a web slinger at the dude that's holding Aunt May and puts him into the wall. And then he winds up killing Kingpin. And he says, I didn't kill him just for Mary Jane. I killed him because he wouldn't have stopped at hurting you because he knew who I was. And then he gets arrested by the real police and Iron Man, and he said that he wants a real jury of his peers. And I didn't get past that part, but
I can only imagine who he would have picked for his lawyer.
you're right. But you say sometimes you need to put somebody down.
Yeah, that's one of the weirdest things about comics is the thing where the Joker sells, so we got to keep him around. But you got to make the Joker do more bombastic things time and time and time again. And it's like, yo, in real life, this dude would be put down and we wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And that goes, I mean, if you just look at history, every overbearing fucking fascist dictator in history who did atrocities, all of them put down.
Yeah. Along with hundreds of thousands of other people. We had to go to war to put them down.
Yeah.
And
but in the hero's case, there is no war. You just show up.
Nah, the Superhero Registration Act, which I'm pretty sure we was probably gonna get to sometime in the MCU if Spider-Man was there, but the purpose of that was to make superheroes legal, like a police department.
Kind of. The original purpose was more of it's literally what it says, the Superhero Registration Act. You'd register as a superhero. That way they can calculate they can cover any damage to the city or insure some shit, or they have some sort of oversight, because it all started with the first Civil War and the I forget what the fuck the group was called, but it had Speedball, which then I think became Penance, but it was a bunch of teenagers who were doing like a reality show, and they were going after a guy who, to normal heroes, would be like a C-list guy, but to them, he was a lot more difficult than they uh, thought they can or they anticipated, and they cornered him near a school in Connecticut, and he blew himself up, killing a whole bunch of people in that area, and it was all caught live because it was televised. They were recording the shit. So the government was like, "Yo, this is fucking reckless. We have unregistered nuclear weapons running around, just doing whatever the fuck they want to do."
And then and then it was basically almost Civil War 2, right? Because that's when Cap was like, "You can't tell me who to save," because it's
But
the
that
same
was
issue,
the
right?
first. That was the first Civil War, where Tony Stark was like, "Yo, we gotta register everybody," and Cap was like, "No, because if we register and something happens over here, and you don't want us over there, people are gonna die because we didn't show up." Because Cap was like, "Yo, do heroes fuck up? Yes. Is there collateral damage? Yes. But it is more beneficial for the hero to stop the villain than to go through bureaucratic bullshit and do nothing because it's not a good look or it doesn't benefit the US and their allies or whatever fucking bullshit reason."
So the fact that as soon as Peter Parker revealed himself, his aunt died and his girlfriend died and everyone he loved died was just casualties. It was like good. I mean, it's the fizz that come out of the soda when you open it up the first time. After that, everything's gonna be all right. Because it seems like in this comic, no one gives a shit that Aunt May died or Mary Jane died except for Peter.
I think that was done a little on purpose only because the story that they were telling was a personal Peter Parker story and they didn't want to overcrowd it.
No, I hear that.
But I think in a more comic sense, it was a thing of Iron Man was like, "Yo, reveal yourself, register, you'll be the face." Shit went down, and Tony was like, "Oh fuck," and Steve was like, "Didn't I fucking tell you? What'd I tell you?"
And that's when Steve turned into Nomad, right?
No, Steve was Nomad.
Before then.
Yeah, Steve just went underground with anybody that was on his team. They were being hunted. Yeah, Steve turned into Nomad. Steve became disillusioned with the government and with how shit was running. So he dropped the shield the first time. Then he became Nomad. Then it went through a whole thing where a couple of different people picked up the shield, and finally it was John Walker who became Cap for a little bit, and then Captain America secretly came back as U.S. agent, and then the government was like, "Yeah, Steve, we need you back. You put on the Cap suit." So he put U.S. agents to the side. He became Cap, and John Walker was sitting around like, "Well, what the fuck do I do?" And he saw U.S. agent opening, and he took it.
So what was the U.S. agent shield made out of?
I
What was it
believe
made of?
I believe Steve had his original shield.
The vibranium.
Yeah, I
What
think
was
John
the
Walker had many different shields. I'm just gonna verify that because I know Steve didn't. Steve had his normal shit. He's rarely depicted with anything but the vibranium shield, except in Secret Empire he had like a triangle one, or the badge looking one, and then he now has like a light one.
So it says, while his shield design and functions are based on the unique iron/vibranium alloy shield long wielded by Rogers, Walker's pure vibranium shield is neither as durable nor as aerodynamic as Rogers' original, and cannot be manipulated with quite as much precision. So he has pure vibranium.
Yeah, and then the original one is a mixture of steel. It's steel, iron, vibranium, animanium, and I think one more other thing. Like that was the original composition of the shield.
Oh shit. Okay. So this one, so a vibranium shield designed and manufactured by T'Challa, originally for Steve Rogers after he resigned as Captain America and took the identity as the Captain. When John Walker became U.S. agent, he used the costume that Rogers had worn as the Captain and his vibranium shield.
Yeah, they call him the Cap, but he was U.S. agent.
Shit, and on that shit, it has the U.S. on the shield too,
Yeah,
instead of for the star.
yeah. John Walker had a whole bunch of shit, man. He had one that looked like an eagle. He had one that looked like it was an actual star. He had a whole bunch of different fucking variations. Where Steve had the original one that looked like a badge from World War II, the disc.
Yeah.
Then he had another one, like I said, in Secret Empire, which went back to the badge looking thing. And the last couple of ones he's had specialty were like light or energy or some sort of shit like that. Fun fact, the reason Cap Shield went from looking like a badge to a disc is because there was another character that came out first called the Shield. And that was his shield. So Marvel had to stop that kind of design.
Ah, okay. But shit, I like the circular thing better.
Yeah, for the way he uses it, it's better. And here's a little bit of comic news. Apparently, DC has reached out to Josh Brolin to play Hal Jordan in the upcoming Green Lantern TV show.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, they want Thanos to be the Green Lantern. Which one? Hal Jordan?
Hal Jordan. Which I don't see because Hal Jordan is. I heard somebody put it perfectly this morning. Hal Jordan is Iceman from the original Maverick, Top Gun. Val Kilmer's character.
Yeah.
That's Hal Jordan. And I don't see I mean, Josh Brolin's a good actor, but I don't see that right away.
Yeah. I mean, what would you have thought about the guy who played U.S. agent as Green Lantern?
Maybe Kyle Reiner? But to be honest, they got the wrong guy, or they got the right guy playing the wrong Lantern. Because they got Nathan Fillion playing Guy Gardner. He should be Hal Jordan.
Nathan Fillion.
From The Rookie.
Okay. All right, I get it. Yeah. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, but they got him playing Guy Gardner for some fucking reason.
So they say the richest person in Marvel is actually T'Challa.
Yeah, because he's sitting on the fucking vibranium deposit.
I think he's valued at $10 trillion.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because I think they said that it was $3 billion for 100 pounds of vibranium or some shit like that. Because that's what Ultron valued it in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Oh, so speaking of Ultron, well, the movies, I was watching somewhere they were saying how Tony Stark, every movie he improved his suit. So in Infinity War, if you notice, he had the
Nanotech.
nanotech, and he was taking a blast from the Power Stone from Thanos. And when it took out the nanotech, he didn't have enough nanotech to cover his face anymore. Like part of the suit was gone. So when he made the gauntlet to hold the stones, he used the light shield. So he doesn't have to sacrifice any of the nanotech to protect him. He has the light shield.
Yeah, he
And
put it up in front of
yeah,
Hawkeye.
yeah, and how he needs to do something to get the suit on, where Spider-Man and T'Challa don't. They were saying that because he suffers from PTSD and the suit already almost killed Pepper while he was sleeping, he had to put something on so he can activate it without subconsciously having the suit activated in protect mode while he's sleeping or some shit. That's why he has to press his chest in to get the suit out, and the other ones don't.
Yo, level of detail in that first Infinity Saga, I think, is what's missing in the rest of these fucking movies.
Yeah, I mean, because one, we don't follow a character throughout the whole story. Because if you think about it, Iron Man was the catalyst. He was the what's the name of that? The anchor character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Anchor
He was the anchor character. There is no anchor character in this after Endgame. That we don't even have a Coulson. I mean, we have something like a Coulson, but he's not really a Coulson. The CIA agent that was in Wakanda, but
Yeah. I mean, we have Wong.
yeah,
Wong seems to be showing up everywhere.
shit. But that agent that I just said, he was in Civil War. He was the guy that told yeah, he was the one that when they went to facility with Bucky, and then they caught Striker, not Striker, Zemo. He said,
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
yeah,
breathe wrong, Zap,
Yeah.
please breathe wrong. I dare you to breathe. I want you to breathe wrong. Please try to escape. He was there.
Yeah.
But if you watch the movie, like in the comics, was there a point where Steve was like, "Yo, I would agree with this, but you have to do this, this, and this"?
No. Steve went right up to the end. Steve went right up to the end and then saw how much damage he was doing to the heroes with the constant fighting and the running and the all-out war that he gave himself up. And then he was shot by Sharon Carter, who was under mind control by Dr. Faustus. Yeah, but he essentially was like, he had no choice but to call it off, give himself in, and take the fall for everybody.
It was like a war of attrition, and he didn't have enough.
No, he had enough. It just
He didn't have enough for the rest of the people.
he just saw the damage that it was doing, and at a certain point, it was the fight is not. the fight is not worth winning
If
if
everyone's a
everything's going to
casualty.
be destroyed at the end.
Because in the movies, he said, you know, well, we all seen it was Peggy Carter's speech that her grandniece said, and it was like, you
Yeah.
know, what was it? Compromise where you can, but you know, stand firm where you can't.
Something like that, yeah.
And Steve was like, I can't move on this one. But he told Tony, he's like, yo, listen, shit has to change. And he's like, yo, it's all paper. It's all ink. We can erase it, change things here and there. And he found out that they house arrest Wanda, and he saw Wanda as a kid, and Tony saw Wanda as something to protect, and the government saw her as a weapon, a mass destruction. And I guess that's why he didn't want to sign it, because in the movies, at least, he's like, we're people.
Yeah, and
When-
no matter what Tony saw or how Tony saw Wanda, Tony's hands were going to be tied when Thaddeus comes around and goes, "Yo, stand in the witch."
Yeah. See, but I guess that's why Shield worked and this didn't, because essentially what they were trying to do is remake Shield, but on a public base, right? Because Shield
like
was spies, espionage, and
Yeah,
shit like
she was
that.
like the CIA. Like you might know they exist, but you don't really know what the fuck they do. You have no clue.
But this one was trying to be a police. What you know, if you think about it, all three of the Iron Man movies, he was always in the face of someone. You know, Iron Man 1, he says, I'm Iron Man. Iron Man 2, he tells this dude how to make his shit stronger, and he's the Stark Expo. Iron Man 3, he basically gives his address to the fucking Mandarin and goes, come at me, bro. So he has nothing to worry about if he were to go, well, you know, now I'm the law.
Yeah.
But what you don't see is that Peter Parker has something to worry about, because he can't defend his Aunt May and Mary Jane in that one, you know, 2-bedroom house without any fucking guards or, you know, Friday or Jarvis to protect them.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where he's so smart, he's dumb shit comes in.
For that one moment where he convinced Spider-Man to unmask.
Shit, when do you know when the What If started?
I'm not quite sure.
Let's see when.
Truth be told, I'm not really that big of a fan of the What If line of comics. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
it's great. It's great to see them, you know, hey, let's try something new, but it's a one-off. It doesn't mean anything.
So get this. Marvel started the What If since 1977, and the first comic published in a 14 series, as well as occasional standalone issues. What if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four, and all of them had 5s on their uniform?
And I think that's what led to him actually joining the Fantastic Four when he had the bag over his head.
Why do you have a bag over his head?
Because he still wanted to hide his identity and he couldn't wear the Spider mask. Then he joined them again when they were the Future Foundation. That's when they had the all white shit.
It's funny. Because their costumes don't have masks, and Spider-Man has a secret identity.
Yeah. Think about it. The only characters with secret identities are the ones who have like actual shit to lose.
Yeah. Shit.
Everybody else is,
In Marvel, at least.
yeah.
Shit. I was looking at the thing in the Fantastic Four, and apparently he was one of the strongest characters until, like, everybody started evolving with their shit, and then he kind of stood the same, but he's still like one of the strongest characters because they keep sending him on cosmic missions because the ray that hit him in the space was cosmic, and he's fighting these demons and all the other stuff, and he actually can fight. Like, he has like tactical training, and
Oh yeah, I mean,
he knocked down Galactus. Like, he punched Galactus and knocked him down on his ass and shit.
that I didn't know. But I mean, they send him after the Hulk enough. He's either going to learn to fight or he's going to have somebody at to show him some shit.
Which I heard that he actually stood toe to toe with Worldbreaker Hulk. Because he was originally was supposed to be a Hulk, not villain, but like Hulk, someone who fights the Hulk.
Yeah. They wanted a whole suite of characters thing, and that's where Wolverine came from. As they actually made him, his whole design was he was supposed to be crossbred with an actual Wolverine, because that's the most ferocious fucking animal. I believe, I don't know if this is true, but I read somewhere that Wolverines, they had certain animal, they'll let them eat them and just burrow from the outside, from the inside out. That's how they fucking kill this thing. Like, they are vicious, they are fucking relentless. And all that changed when Chris Claremont took over the X-Men and brought over Wolverine. They kept all the good stuff and got rid of the actual Wolverine part of it.
Shit.
What are you looking up?
Nah, I was if Wolverine will let you eat it to kill you, but apparently a Wolverine will kill and eat anything, and their diets change from season to season.
It might be, what do you call it? That last fact might actually be, I might have mixed up the Wolverine and Tasmanian Devil, but I know one of them is that fucking crazy.
Hey, fuck it. I mean, they've been watching too much of the Avengers. Go into the fucking thing's mouth and just start shooting fucking rockets and shit. So we got 85 years of Marvel. Who was the first comic from Marvel? Was Captain Marvel, right?
No, so Marvel Comics actually started out as Timely Comics. There was another name before that, but the big publishing was Timely Comics in the early 30s and 40s, 50s. They did like pulp magazines. They did like pulp and some romance, but their big thing was horror. 1939, they had their first superhero, which was, I don't expect you to know. It was the Human Torch.
I was gonna say the Human Torch, but in my head I was like, hold on, wait. Blade? No, it's not Blade. Not Blue Marvel. Not Black Panther. I was going down the list.
Yeah.
I was gonna
So-
say Frankenstein, but it was like no, that wasn't the Human Torch. Not the one from Fantastic Four, but
Correct. The Human Torch was a synthetic humanoid, an android that was built by a scientist who does exactly what the Human Torch does. Flames on, all that shit. Matter of fact, in the first Captain America movie, you could see him when they're in the fair. You could see the synthetic humanoid standing inside of a glass tube as they pan across. Then in 1961, that's when they officially became Marvel. And if I'm not mistaken, Stan Lee's first big comic was the Fantastic Four. And then he branched out, and he did Fantastic Four. He did Iron Man, Spider Man, the Hulk. Jack Kirby did Captain America, and the reason why is two factoids here. One, Stan Lee's favorite hero is the Hulk. He's always wanted to be the Hulk. That's why they had that little joke in the Edward Norton version is when the blood gets in the drink,
yeah.
Stan Lee drinks it. But another factoid is Spider-Man exists because at the time, teenagers and kids were only sidekicks. And Stan Lee needed something. Marvel was down. They needed something big. And he was like, yo, I have this book or this character, Spider-Man, but he's a teenager. He's somebody that everybody can relate to. He has typical fucking teenage problems. He wears the mask so that anybody could put themselves in there and they could be the hero and all that other shit. And I believe this is the story that he told, that he came up with this character and they said no. And then he went away and like on vacation or something. And when he came back, his editor was like, yo, I got an idea for a character. We're gonna make this kid a Spider-Man. And Stanley was like, yeah, that's my guy. That's the one I was telling you about.
Shit, and then Spider-Man grew to be one of the most famous characters alive.
He is the most relatable character because think about it. Out of everybody here on the podcast, who relates to this man here on my shirt? It's only me.
Yeah.
But who relates to Spider-Man? He has a shit job with a shit boss. His personal life is always getting in the way. He's trying to do the right thing. He has death in the family that he has to cope with. His love life is always rocky and in shambles. Like,
he's going through a lot of shit.
Yeah. And every single one of us can pinpoint one of the things on his wheel of shit and go, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Take a guess. Is another fun little factoid as we're celebrating
85 years.
Why did Stan Lee put most of his characters with the same letter for both names? Stephen Strange, Peter Parker, Bruce Banner.
It's easier to remember.
Yeah. He had a hard time remembering the names, and he said that if he could start both names with the same letter and he'd get one of the names, he can work out what the other name was.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. But then you have Tony Stark and
Well, Tony Stark, anybody that, or not anybody, but the majority of people who have different names were normally written by different writers.
Mm. But I mean, in the MCU, he's Tony Stank.
Yeah.
Shit. So I remember you were saying that he wasn't an important character in the comics until the MCU. So
So
he was. Yeah,
it's not that he wasn't an important character because he's one of the founding Avengers. He found Steve. He did some shit. But in terms of comic book sales, Iron Man wasn't selling as good. Cap wasn't selling as much anymore. Thor wasn't selling as much anymore. So they came up with an idea. All the characters that weren't selling, put them in one book.
the event.
Put them in a book so that people only had to buy one book. They'd get reintroduced to some of these characters, and then they'll go back and start reading the solo adventures. And thus the Avengers were born.
And when was that?
Oh, the Avengers were probably in the 70s, I want to say. First Avengers, oh, shit, 1963.
Yep.
Damn, so so the thing, they took over in 1961, became Marvel, started releasing all these books, and only 2 years later, they're like, oh shit, we need to put these guys together. Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you even look at like the Saturday morning cartoons, right? We had the X-Men, which was big. We had Spider-Man, which was big. We had the Fantastic Four, which did okay. Then you had Iron Man, which did not as good as the other ones, but still okay. Because Iron Man wasn't a big deal at the time for the fans.
And because of the MCU, that's when he became a big deal.
Yeah, because of Robert Downey Jr. Shot him up to A tier. And the rest is now history now. So
Shit, who is the better? I mean, I'm just going around asking questions, right? So, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the ones we got in the movie, was not the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
correct.
Do you think that the original story of the original Guardians of the Galaxy would have been anywhere near as successful as this Guardians of the Galaxy?
No. No, because they found a way to take the characters that we saw and change them enough for the movies to make them compelling. And the biggest change is Drax. Drax in the comics is not what Batista showed on screen. That's the biggest fucking departure. Drax is born and bred to kill Thanos. Because Drax is actually, I believe he's actually a human who was down here on Earth with his wife and daughter. And Thanos did something, and as the result, they all died. But they took his body and changed it to the perfect killing machine for Thanos specifically.
Yeah, didn't they wipe his memory also?
Yeah, did some sort of manipulation and a whole bunch of other shit, but they turned him into a weapon. And you got a little bit of that. You got a little bit of homage to that with the way with his story, with the little bit of story that you have in the first one and how he wants to kill Ronan, where he's really upset with Ronan. But that's a big departure there. And then, of course, you don't even find out until the third movie that he's a father, or he was a father. Even though, again, if you read the comics, you already knew. It's kind of like it's kind of like how if you ever read a Batman comic, you knew in the Dark Knight Rises that Bane was not the child of Ra's al Ghul that climbed out of the jail. I guess that twist comes for anybody who didn't read. So, speaking of 85 years of celebrating Marvel and celebrating comics, this year for Comic-Con, I am going to be doing what they call here we go. I'm going to be doing what I'm calling sweatshirt or sweatsuit cosplay, where I'm going to be the U.S. agent, which I will have a shield, and I will paint the mask, and I will have the shield. But the best part of this here is you get the hood up, and you can see that the mask is kind of dark in here. So this is kind of the look.
No, but it's dope though. So, Sylvester Stallone's character. What's his? Does he have powers, or he just a Ravager also?
I got it. Shit, they didn't call him by name. I really got to look up who he was supposed to be because I can guarantee you he does not look like who he's supposed to be. Stallone is
Portrays Stalker Vanguard. I don't know. Stalker. Stalker? Is it Stalker?
it's a weird fucking
Starhawk.
pronunciation.
He was Starhawk.
Yeah, no. This is what he was supposed to look like.
Yeah, that was the picture I was just about to put up.
Yeah, so the Guardians have a whole bunch of different variants and variations of the group. I'm not so familiar with this guy because when I what do you call it? When I first heard of the Guardians, let's see here. He has a vulnerability, energy manipulation, flight, and precognition. That's a pretty good fucking power set. Yeah. When I first started reading it, let me see if I can pull this guy up. This dude, Vance Astro, was the leader of the Guardians. And he's a futuristic Captain America, essentially. He's from the future.
Back.
Let me bring up exactly.
Is that Cap Shield?
Yeah. So he's from the future. He's got pyrokinetics. He's a skilled hand-to-hand expert. He's a expert leader and strategist. He's an astronaut and a pilot and a skilled athlete. Yeah, he's one of the like I said, he was the guy who was in charge when I first saw him. But by that time, of course, I wasn't around. But he was one of the original members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Then he became a leader. This is what he normally looks like when he's got his, all suited out and he's not Pat Benatar from the 80s.
I mean,
that screams Captain America, right?
Yeah.
Or hero. This, let me bring that back up. This definitely screams, we are young, heartache to heartache, we stand.
Avengers, assemble. That's kind of what it sounds like.
I mean, even this looks dope as a costume.
Yeah. But that wouldn't have worked in the MCU because then how they come together, unless they keep them apart and Thanos breaks Cap shield and this guy dies and they just take Cap shield from the future.
Yeah, let me see if I don't think I ever got an explanation on how he got it. Because again, I just read it and was like, "Yo, he's the guy in the future. That's fucking awesome," and I just accepted it because by that time
Why not?
Cap's dead. So what the fuck, you know? What am I gonna argue about how he became? Can you guess what his code name is?
Little Bucky.
Little Bucky? No.
Future Cap. Or a man in time.
Major Victory.
Major Victory. Okay.
Huh. Apparently, he changed his name from Vance Astrovic to Astro.
I mean, Astro sounds better. So, who else was on the team? Because Groot wasn't there. Gamora wasn't there.
So I'm just trying to. I was just trying to scan to see if I could see about the shield, but
Are you surprised we didn't get the Nebula from the actual Infinity Wars in Infinity War?
no, because we kind of saw it in others places. Remember, I think it was in part 2 where it's either part 2 or still in part 1, maybe where they were pulling her apart and like reforming her and shit like that.
That was in
To get her memory.
that was an Endgame.
Was it?
Yeah, because remember when she glitched and she got the memory of her with War Machine? I'm like, oh, this is her from another time. And Thanos found out that time.
Yeah, so then there you go. They kind of did it. Oh, let's see. I forgot what I was looking up for a second. So the original Guardians of the Galaxy consisted of Yondu, who was the captain, then Major Victory, who then climbed up, Matrix, or yeah, Matronix, Charlie 27, Starhawk, Nikki, Yellow Jacket, Talon, Replica, Agord. Never heard of that one. And Greena Drake.
Yellow Jacket was Ant-Man's bad guy?
No.
Or was it living Yellow
Jacket? Yellow Jacket has just been a name that a couple of different people have had. But it's not, like Yellow Jacket is most notably associated with Hank Pym as his evil alter ego. But a couple of other people, she's had it. Darren Cross has had it. Like it's not. It's a mantle. It's not even really a mantle because they're not the same.
It's just a coincidence.
Yeah. This is her.
I can see why you would call April O'Neil Yellow Jacket.
Yeah. Let's see. She has cybernetic. She's a cybernetics expert, and her suit grants her high-speed flight, size manipulation, electric bolt projection, various thing of blast. So She's essentially she's the future Wasp.
Hmm.
Let's see, what did Talon do? Talon,
So the Guardians of the Galaxy took place in the future.
some of it did, yeah. Let's see. The Guardians were activated in the 31st century in an alternate timeline of the Marvel universe known as Earth 619.
Hmm.
Sorry, 691. Fucking dyslexia. And then they, what do you call it? Astro is a human from the 20th century who sent thousands of years traveling to Alpha Centauri and suspended animation. Then when he woke up, that's when he met all these other people, and then somehow they got put into 616. And you can see why that wouldn't have been the first fucking Guardians. And you just go with the with the latest team that had Star Lord and Rocket and Dracula.
Yeah. There was a question I was going to ask you. What was the question I was going to ask you?
You were gonna, let's see here. Hold on. Let me see if I can get some of that precognition, or in this case, postcognition. You were gonna ask, if Scarlett Johansson was the second choice to play Black Widow, who was the third choice that never got there?
Word.
And the world may never know. That seems like one of your fucking 6 questions of the day, or what do you do when you interview people on the wrestling show?
6 random questions.
That seems like one of those questions you'd have.
For real. Yeah. All right. So with Doctor Doom being a part of the next big bad, and this new Avengers team,
Which we still don't know if they exist and who they are.
I figured out my question. I'll ask it later. I'll ask it next. Nothing to do with this. But with this new Avengers team that we still don't know who they are, who the fuck do they need to beat Doctor Doom? Like, do they go back in time and get Tony Stark a real Cap, or is the Hulk fucking smart enough to do it?
Well, they need the Fantastic Four. They're gonna need Reed. They're gonna need Reed. They're gonna need Black Bolt, because Black Bolt can kill anybody with a single word, so long as you don't tell anybody that he needs to speak in order to use his power. No, seriously, they're gonna need the Fantastic Four. And outside of that, they're introducing a couple of one character in particular in the Thunderbolts that should be able to help, but who knows how they're going to depict him and what route they're going to take with him. Because there's 2 definite possibilities with that character, which I'm intentionally keeping vague because Toe doesn't like any spoilers.
You're talking about our red guy?
No. The Red Guardian? No.
No, I was talking about the Hulk.
No.
Okay, so yeah, leave that one.
Red Hulk. The Red Hulk's going to get washed by Doctor Doom. I mean, the Red Hulk is strong, and he's got his own shit that he can do. But Doom should be able to handle him easily.
Yeah.
But then again, this is RDJ Doom and not super fucking imposing he really hates everybody doing.
Okay, keeping it with Doom.
Wait, what's that question that you had?
Who will win in a fight? Shang-Chi or Iron Fist?
Are we going Shang-Chi from the movie or Shang-Chi from actual comic?
Both from the comic.
It's a close one. I think Shang-Chi edges it out barely. But it's barely only because Iron Fist does have his Iron Fist and his chi power in the comics, and Shang-Chi doesn't. Shang-Chi is just the master of Kung Fu. He's just the man who's so good at fucking fighting. He's Bruce Lee. And although I think having chi power and all that shit should give Iron Fist the upper hand, I think Shang-Chi would just be able to edge him out with just his wealth of knowledge of fighting.
There's a guy that I saw that beat Iron Fist. He's a big fat guy. I forgot his name, but apparently he handled Fing Fang Foom.
That dude?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta get a name for us now. That shit, if you could beat a mythical fucking alien who just so happens to look like a dragon, that's a strong motherfucker.
I'm about to go find that shit right now.
While you're looking that up, I've said this before, but one of the strongest characters is Squirrel Girl. And it's hilarious because they keep having her beat like Thanos and Galactus, but they keep having it like this, where the panel will show them like standing toe to toe, and then the panel will go to a reaction shot, and everybody's like, "Oh shit!" And when they come back, Squirrel Girl's just standing on top of them with them already knocked out, and you never get to see how she does it, which is fucking hilarious.
His name is Fat Cobra.
Fat Cobra. That's a character I've never heard of in my life. 85 years of Marvel, 38 years of Cap. I've never heard that name, Fat Cobra. That sounds like what Ben Stiller's fucking code name in Dodgeball.
It said that he destroyed Fing Fang Foom.
You got what it looks like? Ooh, this motherfucker is E Honda?
I guess so.
Shit, you gotta look him up. What does he do?
I don't know. This is the reason why they picked Iron Fist, because he went toe to toe with him. Let's see. Superhuman strength. Fat Cobra can lift 5 tons. Superhuman speed. Fat Cobra can move at superhuman speeds.
Jesus Christ.
Is he the kingpin of the...
I don't know. I've never heard of this guy. He's clearly sumo.
Mortal Weapons. World-renowned renowned Kung Fu champion and defender of the mythical NuKKle.
I mean, Kung Lung?
No, it says BEN.
Oh, so it's a different place.
Yeah.
Damn. So is that like their like our New York, New Jersey? It's their Kung Lung and King Lei?
I guess so.
Shit, that 85 years. And here we are discovering a new character together.
Word.
Speaking of, and let me just get
Motherfuckers with
verification.
Wolverine.
Huh?
Motherfuckers with Wolverine. He's also known as Gorilla Man.
Still not a name I've ever heard of.
You're always getting a call. Ray's always getting calls. It's more important than the call of action.
So,
It's all good, Ray.
what happened now?
Ray got a call. That's why he's missing the show.
Okay. Hope everything's all right, Ray. We know you don't give a shit about Marvel. That's fine. You're more of a Dynamite Comics. It's all right.
All right, but let us talk about the Power Rangers. Nah,
Yeah. Question for you, So, who is the fastest character in Marvel Comics? And I'll give you a hint. It's gonna be a shitty hint, but it's a hint. It is somebody that we have talked about on this show before.
I'm gonna say Captain Marvel.
You'd be incorrect.
Who is it?
Matter of fact, we talked about this person, 2 weeks ago now? North Star. He can move at speeds faster than the speed of light.
Yeah,
And
but
in terms of pure speed, he is the fastest character Marvel has.
so he can go in between galaxies in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
That's why I said Captain Marvel could do it. They said that she could do that.
I'm surprised you didn't say Makari.
Who?
Makari, the speedster from Eternals.
Oh shit! No, I know she ain't that fast, which she should be because isn't she a god?
Yeah, but no, he's the fastest.
Is he faster than Flash?
No, because the Flash is the Speed Force, which is something that's unquantifiable that DC has. So there's nothing that Marvel has done that's faster than that.
So that's like saying Sentry can pick up the heaviest thing in the world in the known galaxy known to man, but Superman is the strength.
Yeah.
So no
Yes.
matter what you pick up, he controls it.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Shit.
All right, so 85 years of history, all your knowledge, you and 3 other people, only 3, have to walk into a dungeon and go from the first floor down to fight the boss. Who you picking with you? And just to give you an even better sense, Diablo style.
Just for my man Lay, Cyclops, the Thing, and Ghost Rider.
Nice. All right.
I'm picking Cyclops because he is one of the best tactical leaders in the MCU, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
I'm picking the Thing because he is legitimately not afraid of anything but space. And Ghost Rider, just in case we got some demons, that motherfucker send him back to where the fuck he goes.
Yo,
I heard that Ghost Rider once wanted to, like, he could rule hell, but it was too political for him.
yeah, so you got to remember, Ghost Rider is two separate entities. He's Xanathos, the spirit of vengeance, and whoever the host is, in this case, Johnny Blaze, most of the time. So it's funny. Before I get to what I was going to say, they released a picture of what Xanathos or Xanatar, what he actually looks like. And you'll never guess what the spirit of vengeance looks like.
On.
Huh?
On.
No. A skeleton that's on fire.
What?
Yeah. So when Ghost Rider changes to a skeleton that's on fire, that's the fucking spirit of vengeance. He's just wearing clothes. But I was going to say before, the Thing is only afraid of space, right? Is that why he won't fight me? Because there's nothing but space and opportunity between us?
From what I heard, yes.
See, I'm going to take with me Dr. Doom, Ghost Rider as well. And I'm going to take She-Hulk. Because while Dr. Doom is figuring out how to fucking conquer this dungeon and become its overlord, while Ghost Rider is killing everything that's in here, I'm going to need somebody to talk to.
Huh.
And who
You want
better
to know what
talk
happened
to?
with that TV show, right?
Huh?
And you want to know the nitty gritty of what's up with the TV show.
No, I'm not taking She-Hulk from the TV show.
Shit. Yo, so I'm watching Avengers Assemble. Dr. Doom's episode. Goes back in time and he prevents Bruce Banner from getting gamma radiation and turning into the Hulk. He saved Tony Stark's life before the trap metal went into his heart. He couldn't do anything with Thor because Thor wasn't on this planet, so he couldn't, like, Thor never came back. He found Captain America and never unfroze him. And the only people that were left were Spider-Man, Falcon, and Hawkeye. Because he was Black Widow was with him. Needless to say, Thor came back. They stopped his plans. He went to go back in time. Thor went back to his original time and overloaded the Thing where Doom went to go back in time just to do all that. And it blew up the plant. And the robot goes, should we start the calculations again? And Doom goes, no. I adjusted for these things. This should have never happened. He blew up the fucking Doom bot and said, fuck it then. This shit isn't supposed to fucking work because I couldn't get it to work, and then just went on and did his own thing. He went on and he's like, we gotta go do something else now. Is that how Doom is?
Yeah. He's ego driven. That's why people are able to stop him. It's not because they out fucking fight him or not because they outpower him. It's because he's ego driven. When he did we talk about how the whole battle world shit and how he became God Doom?
No.
So incursions were happening. People were disappearing. Right? And Reed Richards, Captain Marvel, and some other fucking heroes got stuck in his ship, were doing something else, and they were pulled in the battle world. But they found out that Dr. Doom figured out that the Beyonders were behind this, use what the fuck, Molecule Man. So Molecule Man is an anchor being. Molecule Man was made and sent to different fucking universes as their anchors, set to explode to destroy them whenever the gods wanted, right? Whenever the Beyonders wanted. So using Molecule Man, Dr. Doom was able to take the powers of the Beyonders and created Battle World, where Battle World was pieces of all these universes that were destroyed that he could save. So he couldn't save all the universes, but he saved what he could, and he put them all together. And Reed, the Reed Richards and Captain Marvel and other people that we knew showed up. They saw this shit. They tried to stop him. T'Challa had the fucking gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet, had all the stones. Did not fucking work.
Because they don't work outside of their own universe, right?
No, it's just Doom was more powerful.
Oh. That's only for the movies that they don't work outside their own universe?
I believe so.
Okay.
Then, what do you call it? They found Molecule Man because, so Sue Storm, Franklin Storm, and not Richard, Franklin Storm, and the daughter, which I'm blanking on her name, they were with Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom had Reed's family. Oh, there you go. The Thinker.
Valeria?
Huh?
Valeria?
Sure. We'll go with that.
Valeria?
Yeah, that's how I would say it. It works for America. It's the way Marvel did it. That's how we're gonna do it.
Fuck it.
So they found what do you call it? The daughter was like really suspicious of what the fuck was going on, and the Reed Richards showed up. She obviously didn't know who he was because they messed with the reality of them.
Sue Storm.
No, the daughter.
Okay.
They went into Molecule Man, and Doom was there, and Doom treated him like shit.
Molecule Man.
Yeah, and the regular Reed Richards was like, "Yo, are you hungry?" Oh no, it was Spider-Man. It was Miles Morales, who was like, "Yo, are you hungry?" And gave him like a burger or some shit that he had on him, and became like friendly. So when the shit came down to it, and Dr. Doom was like, "Yo, I beat the shit out of T'Challa up there. It's your turn to get fucked up, Reed." Dr. Doom was like, "Yo, Molecule Man, do what the fuck I say." And Molecule Man was like, "Nah, man. I've gone on for too long with you being a fucking dick. These guys are nice. I'm with them." And gave them the power, gave Reed the power to rewrite everything and put everything back the way it was.
Shit.
And that's when 616 became whole again, but they kept, like, all the other universes still died, but they kept anybody that they wanted from the Ultimates universe and from wherever else into the continuous 616. Until just recently when all that gets reversed and the Ultimates universe is alive again. Because nothing stays dead in the comics. Dude, if you want, this is another one you can watch after. It's like a Japanese anime style. I got through almost all of the first episode. And then I got stuck actually watching other animes. I think you're muted.
That's on Disney?
Yep.
Oh, okay, all right. So you think that's what's pretty much gonna happen with Doom's Avengers? Or is Doom gonna just pop up out of nowhere?
They're setting it up. There's definitely the setup. Doctor Strange 3 ended with incursions happening. So they could have a thing, that could be a thing where Doomsday is, him being painted as the bad guy, but he's really trying to prevent and save whatever he can from all these incursions. And it ends with Doom sending everybody to Battle World.
I mean, so we have Captain America: Brave New World next in February. Then the Thunderbolts. Then Fantastic Four.
Then Blade.
Then maybe Blade. But so we can introduce Doom into Fantastic Four, no? Even like an end credit scene, or
I mean, we have RDJ now. We can introduce him and Agatha if they wanted to. They can end Agatha with just a little stinger of Doctor Doom. It has nothing to do with Agatha's show. Let Agatha show right out, and the fucking end credit is Doctor Doom now. Like, he could show up anywhere. They got him. We know he's there.
yeah.
I mean, Fantastic Four would probably be the most likely place because even though they're fighting Galactus, we gotta have a reason why Doctor Doom has not been interjecting himself this entire time. And we know Fantastic Four is because they're in an alternate reality 1960. So why not just put him there as well?
Yeah. And then he breaks out with the snap. That snap reached a lot more than they thought it did.
Bro, didn't what was it? 50 was just half of all life in our galaxy, or in reality? Like, what was the exact word he said? You just watched it recently.
I didn't see that yet. I didn't get up to that yet.
Oh, I thought you were watching Infinity War.
No, we're watching the whole timeline.
Oh,
We're almost up to it. We was watching the Black Panther,
okay.
and then I think it was the Widow, and then Black Panther.
Oh, so they have it in the order of the movie order, not the order they were released.
Yeah. All right. All types of life forms perish in the snap, including bacteria in the bodies of the snap survivors. All right. So, with half of all life in the universe randomly disintegrating into ash, so the universe.
So our universe then.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's crazy. Even the bacteria.
Which, shit, that must have fucked people up when they came back.
Word. You want to talk about a pandemic?
So, there's something that we could talk about. It has been said many a time that Thanos' plan doesn't make sense. He could have just wished for more resources. Like, he wasn't thinking clearly and blah, blah, blah. I would like to propose that Thanos knew that the reason they were in such a deficit is because life just kept populating. Do you really think if he just made more resources that life would have all of a sudden went, okay, we're overindulging, we need to cut back, we need to regulate a little more? Or would they have just gone and already was overpopulated, overcrowded, using way more resources than could be afforded? That would have ramped up more if you could just give them more.
Yeah.
By cutting it in half and wiping out half, now people see the consequence and have to act accordingly.
Yeah, and Also, people don't take account. If there's an overpopulation and resources are there, people overindulge because they don't want to lose out on none. So, like, let's say you're in a house with 12 people, and you bought these chicken strips, like a big ass bag of chicken strips. You're not gonna sit there and have a serving for yourself and like, oh, you're gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna eat this whole shit because if I don't, somebody else will.
I got a better example for you.
Go ahead.
Tell the people how much shit I gave Julie for not finishing her bowl of my fucking chocolate Lucky Charms.
You met, yo, that was like the fucking last ever box of Lucky Charms ever made. The way you
And what did I do? I bought everybody their own fucking cereal. I added more resources. And they still came in and wasted mine.
Yep.
See? Thanos is right. Matter of fact, I'm going to text Julie right now.
You wasted my fucking Lucky Charms. You wasted my Lucky Charms. But somebody said, I think within 50 years. Oh, that's population. The death rate increased to reduce the population to a sustainable level. Thanos believed that the universe life was unsustainable and would eventually destroy itself by consuming all resources. He believed that only genocide could help free up resources and sustain the world in a overpopulated world with limited resources. 5 years after Thanos snapped, the Avengers used time, whatever. All right. So, but a 1% increase is a bit too low. The actual 2019 population growth rate is 1.8% per year, which doubles world population in just 64 years. This means Thanos' remedy would have no long-term effect after 64 years. It would just be as Thanos didn't have snapped his fingers after 64 years.
Or we would have just repopulated ourselves, is what they're saying?
Yeah.
So, here's a report. I actually did send it to her, and I actually got a response back.
I couldn't see it because it's all white,
but yeah, I'm not gonna put numbers and shit out on
no, yeah.
And it says, "I can't with you, ha ha ha. I'll never forget."
But now here's the thing, though. The impact it would have made with the snap around the universe. Because this is a universe problem, not a Earth problem. The impact it would have made on Earth would have been different. Because even though in those 5 years we got to see a little bit of, the world, they came together. They started helping each other. And then some people got lost in the sauce and they started their own way of helping each other also.
Yeah, because what always happens, tragedy strikes, we rise up as a community, we help out, then whoever's in charge steps in, takes over, and it kind of goes back to how do we shit on as many people as possible while making it look like we're helping.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the speech Sam had to give at the end of it.
I'm a black man holding the Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, but the rest of that speech is like, yo, they didn't learn nothing.
Yeah.
Which again, is why Thanos was right. Because even in what he did, we see evidence that motherfuckers still trying to ice skate uphill.
Shit, and then he said in the second time, he learned his mistake. He's gonna wipe everybody out. Everybody that can remember this day is gonna be wiped because those few that are gonna go long for the old days gonna come try to take it back.
Yeah.
Now that's a argument within itself. Not if Thanos was right, but if the Avengers were right, going back in time and trying to fix things.
Well, I mean, from their standpoint, they have to be right. Like they can't just let. From their standpoint, they can't just let the Mad Titan kill half the universe on a whim. Because the majority of the people he kills are going to be innocent and have nothing to do with anything, and more than likely are not taking more than they can, probably are not in a position to take more than they can, probably in some instances have forced to take less than they should. Like, who's going to fight for them?
Yeah.
Like, that's the position they're in. It's kind of like the Sokovia Accords, where it's like, yo, here's a problem. Here's the solution that we have. I think this is the best solution. And then Captain Avengers like, dog, that's not the best solution. We can't let you do that. Then he did it. And they had to live with it until Ant-Man showed up and was like, yo, I think I got away. And like, well, let's go get this man.
Yeah. You know, shit. Oh, so there are also people that pointed out when Thanos first was talking about death, saying it makes your legs weak because he felt death before or some shit. And when he sat and ate the thing in victory, and when he sat when he was getting dusted from Tony Snap, it was the same exact way. It was almost like he knew. He was like, all right, like I won, that's it. And then this one's like, all right, I lost. Like I can't do nothing. Death is coming for me. And he just fucking.
I mean, it's the same guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, why would his reaction be that different?
And they also pointed out that Peter Parker, it took him longer to dust than everyone else because of his healing factor, and his spider sense felt it way before it happened. That's why he was like, something's wrong. But
that, and the obvious, as Mom would like to say, somebody read the script and figured out he had lines to say, so he couldn't just dust right away.
Shit. There's so many things that just fit in with what's going on. But paying attention to detail.
That's detailed writing and writers who are actually good.
Yeah. Oh, and short comic book accurate Wolverine was a guy that they just CGI'd Hugh Jackman's face on. You know who was originally supposed to be the comic book accurate Wolverine?
Kevin Hart.
Danny DeVito. People signed a petition for Danny DeVito to be a Wolverine variant before Deadpool 3 even existed. And the writers was like, oh shit, that'd be dope. And they wanted to have him in there. But they found the guy who played the body double and thought it was funnier to have Hugh Jackman's face CGI'd on his body than to have Danny DeVito there.
Yeah. Unless Danny DeVito was going to get into immaculate shape.
Okay,
Like, sometimes fans are stupid.
yeah. Shit, apparently Wolverine was gonna have a dance number or some shit.
That seems like just Ryan poking fun at
No, there was something that they want. Oh, one of the other variants for Wolverine was gonna be an actual Wolverine, but by the time they thought about it, they didn't have enough time to put that in the movie. To go with what you were saying, how he was actually part Wolverine, part this, that.
shit. You know who would have been funny if they would have put in Gwenpool.
That's how she actually looks.
Yeah.
She's in the game.
You know
She's in
who
no Fortnite.
you know who she is.
Gwen Stacy.
Wrong.
Gwen Stefani.
Gwenpool is an actual girl from us, from here, who's a comic book nerd, who got brought into the comics. And because she's from here, she knows she's in the comics and she has the ability to manipulate the comics and talk to the writers and all that shit. And she knows everybody because she's a massive fan of Marvel comics. So she knows all the characters and the backstories and the background. Except she's never read a Deadpool comic.
Ah,
So she has no idea who Deadpool is.
that's crazy.
And she had a massive change of heart because when she first came in, she's like, "Oh, I'm in a comic book. None of these characters are real." She would go around just murdering anybody and everybody. Because, like in a video game, they're NPCs. Who gives a shit? Until somebody set her straight and was like, "Yo, you're in our world. This is reality for us. They're real people." And it fucked with her that she just killed all these people. And she kind of switched it up.
Damn. I mean, I can see why she would think that.
Yeah, I mean, how many fucking albinurics did we kill in Elden Ring trying to level up? And motherfuckers just sitting around, literally just sleeping. Or as what I say in the Vin pose. Just,
Shit, heavy meditation.
meditate so much that the ground shakes.
Seriously. So, all right, I also saw something that Spider-Man would have killed Steve Rogers if he really kicked him in that airport scene.
Yeah,
'Cause he could
Spider-Man
generate-
holds back a lot.
Because he could generate like 50,000 pounds of pressure or some shit.
Yeah, because he has the proportional strength of the spider. So whatever the spider can do from his size and whatever it can lift, now times that by however much bigger Peter Parker is and what they can. Like, it's fucking bananas what he can actually do.
So he would kill Captain America if he cocked.
Yeah, I mean, Captain America's not immortal.
But he should be able to sustain more punishment than a normal human being.
Yeah, but remember, a gunshot took him out. So anything with anything with a force above that fucking gunshot that wasn't held back kills him. And I know you had mentioned before that somebody was saying that Thanos killed Captain America with that punch. But then when he reversed time to bring back Vision, Steve came back to life. Which I'd actually, what do you call it? I actually think the more accurate depiction of what happened is Thanos saw the human spirit, the drive, the strength, the determination that Steve had, and instantly have respect for him, and chose not to kill him with the punch that he had.
Because he did have that face, like, what?
Yeah. So he had enough respect. Because remember, he told Tony, "You made me bleed. I'm gonna make sure everybody remembers your name in history."
Well, you know what's funny, right? Make God bleed. People don't believe in him no more. That was from part 2, Iron Man. He made Thanos bleed. People don't believe in Thanos anymore, but I mean, he made him bleed, not in public.
He made him bleed on a different planet with everybody already hating his ass. Which I don't care, Lay. Peter, what's his name? Peter Quill is still the dumbest fucking character in Marvel history.
All right, speaking of the dumbest, who's just as or more respected than Cap? Go ahead.
I just remember Howard the Duck is the one who told Gwenpool, "Yo, these people are alive."
Damn, if I Howard the Duck to tell you.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Who's just as respected or more respected than Captain America in the comics? Or is that a distinct honor that he and him alone?
Well, I mean, T'Challa. I mean, the level of respect that Steve Rogers has is unsurpassed. But T'Challa is also respected to a certain extent. To a certain extent, actually, Hawkeye is relatively well respected. There's a couple of people. Like, as far as I know, Shang-Chi is also well regarded. Spider-Man's fucking well respected.
Well, and to his peers, to the rest of the world, he's a vigilante, right?
Yeah, but everybody knows really what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. And that's why that part in the movie, what was it, part 2 with him and Doc Ock? He's just a kid. This kid saved, risked his life for us and all that other shit. Which is crazy. I don't understand it. One of the world's smartest men got your grandmother and your wife killed for some shit that the world's most respected man doesn't want to deal with. That's why the fucking Black Panther said, if from what I learned, if you are on Captain America's side, then you are on the right side. It's like shit. If you agree with Captain America, then you're on the right side.
Yeah.
And so with the super soldier serum, who's the strongest? Because I know that they're not all on the same level. All right, let's try to figure out who got it. The Red Skull.
Red Skull has it. Steve has it.
Taskmaster has it.
Taskmaster. Well, we're talking about actual super soldier and not like some phantom shit, right?
Yeah.
Red Skull, Cap, Black Cat, Felicia Harding has it.
Okay.
Because her father is like one of the people who actually worked on the shit.
It's funny because her Avatar is coming out in Fortnite soon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Those are the 3 that I know. I don't think Emil Blonsky in the comic has it, but they gave it to him in the movie. I'm looking it up right now. Those are the 3 that I know for a fact have it though.
Does Walker have it?
No, Walker went to the to
Power
the
broker.
huh to the
Power
power
broker.
broker and had something else done to him.
Oh, so he's technically stronger than Cap.
Yeah. No, the I think he's slightly less, if not at the same level.
So, all right, can we say? Go ahead.
So Isaiah Bradley,
Okay.
Bucky Barnes has it. Red Skull, Steve Rogers. Yosef, one of the fourth Winter Soldier, who's Alexei. Oh, Red Guardian has it. Black Widow's pseudo father.
Yeah.
Let's see who else is on this list. This thing says Bruce Banner has it.
Well, I was gonna say technically, wouldn't the spider that bit Peter Parker and Bruce Banner have a version of the super soldier serum? Because that's what they were trying to unlock. Bruce Banner was trying to unlock the super soldier serum with gamma radiation, and
Yeah.
Osborn was trying to do with spiders.
Yeah, but I'm going off of like who has actual.
No, yeah. Because I was gonna ask that next. Is like that. Those are variants of the super soldier serum.
Yeah, but I'm going with like the actual fucking shit from Erskine's. Let's see. Let's John Walker, Luke Cage.
What's going on, Courtney?
So I would say probably either Red Skull or the original Cap.
Are the strongest super soldiers.
Yeah, because I mean Felicia Hardy is fucking strong, but she rarely ever uses, like she's rarely ever depicted with that type of strength.
Now, the variants of the super soldier serum would be the Hulk and Spider-Man.
Yeah, it'd be the Hulk, Spider-Man, and whoever else, like John Walker.
So, would it be safe to say that Spider-Man's version of the super soldier serum actually more perfected than Rogers?
No,
If
because
he's more
well, he's only more powerful because of all the spider shit.
okay.
Not they made the spider strong. The spider bit Peter. Peter got what the spider had. Not
So the spider is the super soldier. Peter is the super spider.
yeah, yeah. Essentially, just like how Bruce Banner and the Hulk are not super soldiers. They're just his rage monster fucking come to life.
So it's a steroid that, if used wrong, can fuck you up.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially what the fucking oh, I forget what the fucking word is, but that's essentially what the comparison is he just took a really good steroid, one that doesn't fucking give you roid rage and make your testicles shrink.
Or ever fade.
Yeah.
So old man Cap, that was when they took the super soldier serum out of him?
Yep. The Red Skull I think he took the Cosmic Cube and rewrote it so that he didn't even have it, or he slowed it or some shit like that. And then when he met the physical embodiment of the Cosmic Cube, turned out to be a little girl, and she rewrote history so that Cap's mom was a secret Hydra agent the whole time, and he was raised as in the world of Hydra to take over. And Hydra split into two factions. One was the faction where we got Steve, who was all about taking over and kind of fascist, but still like Steve in a way. And Red Skull was the real fucking underground neo-Nazi bullshit.
Okay.
Yo, that comic was badass because Steve was pulling the strings everywhere and manipulating shit in every fucking corner and facet and direction you could think of. Like, he was playing the world fucking beautifully.
Shit.
And the only thing that stopped him was the real Steve coming back and beating his ass.
Okay, so that was the alternate Steve.
Yeah, the Steve Rogers that we see in Secret Empire is the alternate version made by the Cosmic Cube. The real Steve was once again shunted into a different reality
Okay.
where he had to fight his way back. And
So am I mistaken that the Hydra Steve would have still been worthy to pull up the hammer?
Hydra Steve picked up the hammer.
Because he was still on his morals. He was just on the other side.
He's still Steve Rogers, yeah.
That's crazy. Even as a bad guy, you're well respected. I heard that in the comics, Spider-Man picked up the hammer, but another version of Spider-Man picked up the hammer. Like, that was it, Spider-Man 2099, the blue one with the red.
Miguel O'Hara. Yeah, this is from.
There are two cases where we can find that superheroes with Thor's mighty hammer.
That's from
Hydra
Secret
Cap?
Invasion. Yeah.
Shit. Marvel. All right. Marvel Adventure Spider-Man, where the Enchantress gives Spider-Man a fake Moliere, which he wields to his glory. But Miguel O'Hara, with the superior version and a lethal attitude, this Spider-Man can take a life of essentials. Miguel O'Hara, as the web superhero, was given Moliere by Captain America. Surprisingly, he can lift the hammer, but receives no special powers from it. He can only use it for constructive work. Moreover, but these instances are alternate reality stories and are not part of the continuity of Peter Parker's series.
Oh, so all right, so he can't. So then the real Miguel O'Hara 2099 can't really lift the hammer.
So wait, what does it mean that he can lift the hammer, but he can't wield it? He can't rule Asgard.
Yeah, so he who is worthy shall be able to lift the hammer and gain the powers of Thor. But I think in this instance, because Cap gave it to him, it was a thing where Cap was given his approval to lift, but the enchantment wasn't. The parameters weren't met for the enchantment.
Moliere was all right. He gave it to you. You can hold me, but you can't rule Asgard.
Yeah.
I get the final say.
Yeah.
All right, so Odyssey Jones, the wrestler,
Yep.
he has been pulled from the WWE due to domestic violence allegations against him.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's why he wasn't on Raw. But quick breakdown of the rest of the week. Since Ray's not here to do it and he's too afraid to do it. Tomorrow we will be having the link sent out for our first picks of the NFL season to see who gets the bragging rights. We get to see the first week, man. We're gonna see if the Jets are real. If Danny Dimes can shut Hutch up. Thursday, we're going to be talking about No Mercy and Bash at Berlin. We're probably going to be making predictions about All Out, but then again, that's became a pay-per-view that really doesn't mean anything. And we're going to be talking about wrestling like always. On Friday, the Toe and the Show with Ray. We'll be back talking about life, love, opportunities, all that bullshit that we always talk about.
And in case you missed it yesterday, a challenge has been thrown out for next Monday. For one time only, the promo battle is returning, in which Raymond Aloysius Santiago Loquicious III will be taking on one known simply as Marvelous.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. Peace.
Excelsior!